This is AT. You may know that there exists among boxing fans that tendency to exaggerate, often self-deceive, when assessing their favorite fighters. But the records of seemingly invincible boxers prove that even the great ones have a bad day, even during their prime. They run into somebody whose fighting style gives them fits. Some examples. Consider a prime Sugar Ray Robinson, considered during his welterweight days as invincible. But in fact, Robinson was out on his feet. He was saved only by an extremely long count when he was floored by a very hard-punching Artie Levine. I think that was in 1946. And he was actually decisioned by Jake LaMotta in 1942, something that Robinson later avenged several times. Or look at Rocky Marciano. He was gifted a decision over Roland Lastarza in 1950, which he avenged, and he was behind on points in several fights, including his first bout with Jersey Joe Walcott for the title. Or consider Joe Louis. In 1935, Louis was beaten badly and KO'd by a ring-worn Max Schmeling. And you know that he avenged that one too. All of these greats took losses, or should have taken them, or were way behind on points before a KO victory saved them, and it was during their prime. Yet we fans want to forget that these greats have a bad day. Perhaps no other fighter has such a hold on the fans as does the late Sonny Liston, the only man to force Olympic gold medalist George Foreman backward during training. But even Liston encountered fighters who gave him serious trouble. For example, his 1954 points loss to Marty Marshall, due likely to Liston's broken jaw, and of course that was avenged a year later. Liston, I think, put him down 10 times and then knocked him out in the 6th round. Then there was the first loss to Ali, which was legitimate, but Liston may have been off partially due to intimidation in the months leading to their battle. The second loss to Ali, a one-round knockout, was, in my and many others' opinion, illegitimate. Here I am apologizing for Liston already. Then there was the KO by Leotis Martin in 1969. Liston was probably drinking too much, at least that's been reported, during training, and he was ill from a cold that he couldn't shake. Whatever. Of all the aforementioned fighters, with the exception of Liston, talking about Robinson, Marciano, and Louis, those losses, or near ones, were anomalies and later avenged. But Sonny's losses were not, with the lone exception of his loss and then beating Marty Marshall. So why does Sonny Liston remain to so many, including me, a seemingly indomitable fighter? E.T. thinks it's because that Liston, like Marciano, was a real fighter, a slugger. Yes, he could be outboxed, but he could never be outfought. Look at his KO percentage, 73%. The opponents to whom he lost were swift and maneuverable, but nowhere were they in a league to where they could be in a small ring with tight ropes and slug it out with Sonny. In other words, they could not outfight Sonny Liston. But the name of the game is boxing, not fighting, and deft boxers often outpoint sluggers. The fans, however, including E.T., want to forget those losses. We want to remember only that long string of early and punishing KOs, let's say delivered by a Marciano or Liston. But we don't want to think about the losses or near losses or gift decisions against opponents who were very swift, able to dance away from danger, to clinch in order to remain inside, as did Bert Whitehurst when he fought Liston. So with the passing of each decade, that stock image of the slugger fighter of yore, which you and I have imprinted on our minds, it's of, let's say, that picture of Marciano's 13th round release of his Susie Q on Joe Walcott's jaw. Or we have another photograph in our brains of Liston, that single round KO of champion Floyd Patterson. Well, actually, two. He beat Patterson twice in the first round. Or we may have a picture of Liston deconstructing Cleveland Williams. Whatever that image is in yours and my brain, that image has become so pronounced that all the others that show the flaws, the near losses, disappear altogether. And that slugger fighter champion becomes a sort of demigod, unbeatable, save for an unfair decision, or maybe throwing a fight. Well, such are my thoughts. How about yours? Type in your comments below. Like this video, tap the bell icon. You'll be notified of new uploads. And if you would, share these videos with others on social media. Thank you.